every generation explained in 15 minutes, bro. Now, I'm kind of upset, bro, because y'all be calling us unks. Bro, I'm Gen Z. I was born in 2002. I'm 22 years old, bro. I'm not an unk, bro. Stop calling me your uncle, bro. I'm big bro to y'all. Like, y'all babies. Y'all are babies. Y'all be calling us unk. I'm big bro. I'm not your unk. Stop it. If I really get mad, bro. Now, the unks are millennials, bro. These niggas is like 40. They like 40, bro. We are not unks, bro. Stop calling us unks.
The Lost Generation, 1883 to 1900. If you were born into this generation, you'd literally be celebrating your 17th birthday in front of the trenches, huddled down with mud covering your entire body as bombs and missiles fly across your head. Well, sadly, it was during this era that the nightmare and horror of World War I was in full swing, and everybody experienced the trauma and death that came with it. A whopping total of 8.5 million.
This was a terrible time to be a black man. Let me tell you. Let me tell you, bro. You did not want to be black back in this day, bro. My goodness. It was a terrible time.
Million people lost their lives in this war, and another 21 million went home with irreparable injuries.
It was a terrible time in general.
As if growing up and losing all your friends and family in a war.
You know, hey, bro, that just made me think about, why do people always, like, they be like, yeah, if I wish I could go back in time, and they be black. Like, dude, this is the best we're gonna have it. Like, going backwards is literally regressing at how you'll be treated. Like, bro, the past, oh my god. Bro, if I get a time machine, I'm going to the future, boy. I'll probably go to the past to see people that passed away. But bro, no. The future, bro, my goodness gracious, bro. The past is a terrible time to be having some skin, boy.
Torture. They were once again hit with the Spanish flu pandemic of 1918 that killed over 50 million people worldwide. Honestly, it was like a morbid game of death, and one thing was bound to kill you. And all these constant L's threw this generation into the early beginnings of the Great Depression, which consisted of a high rate of unemployment, insane abject poverty, and a general sense of hopelessness. These guys were called lost, not because they couldn't find their way home after a wild night out, but because after everything they went through, lost was the perfect way to describe them. Well, nobody can blame them for calling themselves a lost generation, honestly. However, a lot of good still came from these guys. They were still able to reach within themselves and come up with people who made significant contributions to the world. Well, they have Albert Einstein, who developed the theory of relativity, and Alexander Fleming, who discovered penicillin, who was also born during this time. The Greatest Generation, 1901 to 1927. Have you ever seen a movie with the whole storyline based on the after effects of war? You know how there would always be an economic crisis and collapse, and everybody that survived would literally be moving around confused and lost while trying to make sense of what is left of the world? Well, this is exactly what the Greatest Generation experienced throughout their time. Now, after World War I, the entire world was thrown into something called the Great Depression. And if you think what the world is going through now is bad, just wait till you hear how crazy it was for these guys. The Great Depression began with the stock market crash in October 1929, which wiped out millions of investors. You see, the entire economy took a nosedive fast.
Hey, boy, I'd love to be back then, though. If I had the knowledge I did today, I'd probably pay off some old white guy that's rich. I'd be like, hey, make a deal with this family, and yeah, bro, we can split the profits, bro. I'm gonna tell you what to invest in. No cap.
Faster than a seagull spotting a
No
dropped hot
cap.
dog at the beach. The unemployment rate was as high as 25%, and a total of 12,830,000 people were unemployed, which led to people losing their savings, homes, and widespread poverty and homelessness. And just when they thought life couldn't get any more depressing, they were hit with World War II. It was like the universe saying, hey, you know what would spice things up? Another world war. And sadly, young men were once again trading their dancing shoes for combat boots. This particular war was...
Y'all think it's gonna be a World War IV, bro? Hey, bro. I don't know if I could survive the military, gang. I'm not gonna lie. The military, bro, that's a grind, fam. That's a grind. And they don't give a fuck about you. They put you through anything they want. That was tough. Hey, shout out to all my soldiers, bro. I got a couple of homies as soldiers. They some real ones, bro. But boy, did they put you through hell, boy. Hopefully we won't have no World War, bro.
Way worse than the previous one and claimed the lives of over 60 million people. Till today, it is known in history as the deadliest international conflict ever known to mankind. This was also the period that the Nazis decided that they were superior beings and killed over 6 million Jews during the Holocaust. After the horror of the war, the people who survived came back with a renewed appreciation for peace, democracy, and love after having witnessed the worst in humanity. They started rebuilding the economy once again with Alan Turing, who pioneered computer science and artificial intelligence, and Grace Hopper, who developed the first compiler for computer programming language, because of which today you are technically able to watch videos on my channel.
Shout out Grace!
The Silent Generation, 1928
this generation
to 1945.
My grandparents were born in.
Have you ever wondered why your grandparent is such a strict, disciplined, no-nonsense man? Well, it might just be because they grew up as the silent generation, where the after effects of World War II and the Great Depression shaped their entire lives. If you grew up in this period, you didn't just talk the talk, you would also walk the walk, even in the rain, in the sun, or in the snow, without...
Oh my God, I hate that shit. We all know, but we all got a parent, grandparent. Man, let them talk. Let you complain about school one bit. Let you complain about school one tiny smidge, boy. They gonna say, man, I had to go through 1,000,000 hills, the highest hill you could think of, to get to school every day, bro. Like, damn. You had to walk 5 miles to school every day. Gramps, come on, bro. I know you ain't have it that bad. I know it wasn't that far to go to school, bro. Talking about waking up at 5 to get to school at 8. Come on, bro. Be real with me. It's just a bunch of hyperboles, bro. Vocab word of the day. Do your ELA homework, little game.
Complaining. Or if you did complain, you did it very quietly. You were born in an era that survived the worst economic downturn, so you were basically the people tasked with making the world better again. Imagine being in school and worrying more about rationing than recess. These guys didn't get to live or experience their childhoods to the fullest because they had to grow up so fast, learn to take responsibility, be frugal, and work hard out of necessity. You didn't do it because you felt like it, you did the work because you had to survive. This is why most people from this generation are super hardworking, strict, and very old-fashioned. You could say they were into vintage before hipsters made it a thing. They became called the silent generation not because they were mute, but because they were modest and didn't whine or complain about anything. While modern social media encourages us to share every meal and mood, the silent generation would have probably seen a post about avocado toast and said, "Back in my day, we were lucky to have toast."
Oh my God, I hate that shit. Oh, I hate that shit, bro. Like, bro, we all be grateful things are better now, bro. For your folks, bro. Damn, you ain't always gotta make some money. But you ain't gotta. I don't even know what I want to say, bro. Fuck it, bro. Yo.
Baby boomers, 1946 to 1964. The story of the baby boomer generation began in the aftermath of World War II when soldiers returned home, love was in the air, and the young couples were working overtime in the bedroom. This generation is called the baby boomers because they were born in a period that saw an unprecedented number of births. It was like they took the passage from the Bible where God said, "Go forth and multiply," a little too seriously. It felt like someone flipped a switch from war to peace and then to
Damn
procreate.
boomers.
Hospitals were busy.
Hey, if y'all ain't know, this is where boomers come from, bro. Boomers, it be some of the most just, man, they be more strict than the goddamn Silent X generation, boy. They be just not having it, bro.
Were full, and the sound of cooing babies was the new national anthem. The baby boomers grew up during a time of great change and optimism. The economy was booming, much like the population, and houses were being built faster than you could say white picket fence. This generation saw the rise of rock and roll, with Elvis Presley shaking things up on TV, just like we have TikTok challenges now. If you were a boomer, your childhood likely involved playing outside until the streetlights came on, riding bikes without helmets, and watching TV shows like Leave It to Beaver and I Love Lucy. One thing that sets boomers apart is their optimism. They grew up believing they could change the world, and in many ways, they did. They questioned authority, protested the Vietnam War, were at the forefront of the women's liberation movement, and fought for civil rights. They were like the superheroes of social change, minus the capes. Generation X, 1965
like
to 1980.
my parents right here.
Let's start with their name. Generation X. It sounds like a superhero team, right? But unlike the X-Men, these Xers don't have superpowers, unless you count their ability to survive without...
Their superpower is complaining. Man, all y'all parents watching this, bro, y'all probably fall in this, they probably fall in this time period, bro. They superpower is complaining, boy. They gonna be on your ass about anything. And they gonna talk about how life was better back then. I don't even know what to say, bro. Gen X be complaining though, man.
Without the internet and phones for most of their childhood as a superpower, which, let's be honest, it kind of is. Generation X are the ones who grew up with MTV, the original Star Wars trilogy, and the ever-present threat of nuclear annihilation. In short, they were the guinea pigs for modern pop culture and the end of the Cold War. One of the greatest traits of this generation was their independence. They're often called the latchkey kids because many of them came home to empty houses after school because their parents were busy working. This led to a generation that's self-reliant.
Hey, I was a latchkey kid. Man, I remember it was like first grade, bro. My mom said, "Hey, little gang, I gotta go to work." She gave me the key. She told me, "Hey, don't let nobody in the house, even if it's me." She said, "I got a key. If I say it's me, don't open the door, bro. Leave that door closed." And then she said, especially if any bill collectors come, she told me to close that door. Don't even make no noise, bro. Nobody home. Looking back, bro, that's tough. That is tough.
And adaptable. These guys entered the workforce during an economic downturn and are known for their resourcefulness and resilience. They witnessed the rise of the corporate ladder, but were also the first to truly embrace the concept of work-life balance. They're the generation that said, "Wait a minute, there's more to life than just work?" And then promptly invented casual Fridays and telecommuting. They worked hard and
Casual Friday.
played harder, often simultaneously, and were honestly the original side hustlers, juggling multiple jobs and gigs before it was seen as cool. This generation gave us men like Bill Gates, who's the co-founder of Microsoft, Steve Jobs, co-founder of Apple, and Jeff Bezos, founder of Amazon. Basically, Gen Xers were the cool aunt or uncle of generations. They're old enough to remember life before smartphones, but young enough to explain memes to their parents. They've weathered
Cap. This is so cap. Oh my God, bro. I sent my mom a TikTok the other day. She said, "Mike, what is this?" I said, "It's a TikTok, Mom." It's supposed to be funny. And she just didn't get it, bro. But let it be a little Facebook cat meme or something, bro. She cracking up. She cracking up. She calling me. She calling me. You know what I'm saying? When I was back in the crib, she be calling me from downstairs. I'm chilling on the game. Just got out of school. And she'd be like, hey, come here. I'd be like, yeah. Go downstairs. She showing me goddamn Facebook cat memes and shit. That ain't funny, lady. Terrible memes.
Economic ups and downs, technological
Supple moms at Facebook, bro. They love that shit.
revolutions, and the entire evolution of video game consoles. Millennials, 1981 to 1996. AKA Generation Y, AKA the digital natives. These are the people who were born during the...
These the unks, bro. Stop calling me unk. I'll be really about to get tight over that.
rise of the internet, smartphones, and social media. If you were born during this time, then you can be comfortably called a master of adaptability because you've legit lived through it all. From dial-up internet, flip phones, and smartphones, and you're probably still waiting for those promised flying cars. They're like the Swiss Army knife.
Think about it logically. Flying cars, right? Aren't those just airplanes? Are flying cars not just airplanes? Maybe they're airplanes at a lower altitude. You could argue that, right? You want to have individual little airplanes, essentially. But when you think about it, bro, flying cars are just airplanes, gang. What you want them to hover 3 feet off the ground or something? Okay. What are we defining as a car? What are we defining as a car? Are we talking flying cars for the personability? Maybe that's it. Maybe that's the reason. I have no idea.
Knives of generations, versatile, handy, and always ready for the next big thing. Millennials are also highly educated because their parents often encouraged them to enter college. Unfortunately, they entered the job market during or just after the Great Recession, which is about as fun as it sounds. This led to them being labeled as lazy or entitled, when in reality they were just trying to pay off student loans larger than the GDP of small countries. Millennials have also been accused of killing the housing market, but let's be real, the only thing they're killing is the idea that you need to own a home to be successful. They're more interested
You could tell buddy who made this video is millennial. He defending the hell out them with his life, bro. You could tell he's millennial.
Experiences than possessions, which explains why their Instagram feeds are full of travel photos and not pictures of lawns they've mowed. Technologically, millennials are the Goldilocks generation. Not too old, not too young, but just right. They're the generation that can explain to their parents how to use Facebook while simultaneously asking their younger siblings to explain what Snapchat filters do. At the end of the day, millennials are a generation of adaptation that has navigated the shift from analog to digital, from stable careers to the gig economy, and from traditional values to progressive ideals. They're like chameleons, blending into the ever-changing landscape with humor, resilience, and a smartphone in hand. Generation Z, 1997 to 2012. Imagine a generation that literally grew up with smartphones in their cribs and Wi-Fi in their playpen.
All right. Everything before this was irrelevant. We are now... This is where the real video starts. Let's see how accurate this is. Everybody watching this is damn near Gen Z. I'm already knowing, gang. Let's see, bro.
Known as Gen Z, this generation is the original digital gurus and has created and seen more memes than any other generation. If you are Gen Z, then you can probably communicate more effectively in emojis than in words. This generation is...
Let's be real, bro. Yeah, we gotta do our emoji tier list. I gotta write this down. But, bro, who's spamming? Yo, realistically, you really only need a good 10 to 15 emojis. Honestly, 10. You don't need 300,000 emojis, bro. You can communicate exactly what you want to communicate with 10 emojis, bro. If you spamming emojis, gang, you got to be in middle school, bro. You got to be in middle school or lower, bro. Come on. Like, but this is a texting generation. I will say, bro, nobody like hopping on the phone. Me personally, I'm calling that phone, boy. This motherfucker, man, nigga, this shit be costing $1,000. These iPhones ain't getting no cheaper, gang. I'm picking up that phone, I'm calling, and I'm FaceTiming. You know what I'm saying? I'm getting my money's worth, boy. Shit. Y'all
So
tripping.
tech savvy to the core that if you handed them a rotary phone or flip phone, they would probably stare at it like it's an alien artifact.
That's cap, bro. That's cap. If you old enough, like 02, bro, we had flip phones, little gang. We had flip phones, little gang. We had them already. We know how to use them. Come on, bro.
Because they grew up in an age where touchscreens, voice assistants, and 24/7 internet connection were the norm.
Everybody ain't start. I say everybody ain't start getting iPhones to like middle school, like 7th grade. That's when everybody started getting iPhones. Okay, and 7th grade for me was how old was I in 7th grade? Like 12. So that's 10 years ago. 2014.
Never known a world
That's when they had them,
Google,
them
which is simply
five
like having a
Cs, boy.
tiny professor living in your pocket, except this one doesn't give pop quizzes or boring lectures. For Gen Z, research means scrolling through Instagram, and library is just a fancy word for that place with free Wi-Fi. Social media is a way of life to this generation because they live and breathe platforms like TikTok, Instagram, Snapchat, and whatever the new app is trending this week. However, this isn't
Facebook
what this
is
generation
wicked.
is all about.
Yeah, don't let me catch none of y'all using Facebook, boy.
Gen Zs are actually a very socially conscious and intelligent bunch because they really care about climate change, social justice, mental health, and animal safety. This generation of kids is tackling big issues with the same fervor they use to tackle COD opponents. They have an ability to multitask and look for the easiest ways possible to get the work done, which makes them very resourceful, smart, and productive. Generation Alpha, 2013 to 2025. These little types are the first generation to be born entirely in the 21st.
Damn, I told y'all niggas not. I told on myself. Damn, you caught me, bro. I do got a little nephew, little niece. But bro, that's black families, bro. I'm only 22, gang. I'm not y'all unk, bro. That's not the same, bro. Damn. Damn.
Century. Talk about starting life with a clean slate, or rather, a clean touchscreen. They are set to inherit a world where AI, virtual reality, and smart everything are the norm. These kids don't just use tech, they wear it, eat with it, and probably dream in binary code. For Generation Alpha, technology isn't just a tool, it's an extension of themselves. While you might have to learn how to
Hey, boy. These new kids, they is stuck to them iPads. And I probably sound like an old head, but boy, I'm talking, you go out for dinner anywhere, boy. You seeing kids with iPads out. Like, damn. They can't even enjoy a good meal without the Bluey and shit. Peppa Pig. I don't know what little folks be watching these days, but damn.
Use a smartphone, these kids are practically coding in their cribs. Their toys are smart, their games are interactive, and their classrooms are virtual. Gen Alpha practically came out of the womb swiping and tapping. It's as if their first words were, "Hey Siri," instead of "Mama" or "Dada." They're so tech-savvy that they could probably hack into your smart fridge before they learn to tie their shoes. They're likely to be even more eco-conscious and socially aware than their predecessors, driven by the challenges they see around them. They are going to revolutionize, well, everything. They're the AI-assisted, VR-enhanced, planet-saving superheroes we've been waiting for. Futuristic New Age generation. Imagine a generation of kids growing up in a world where traffic jam means a bunch of flying cars stuck behind a flock of confused geese. These kids would be asking...
Listen, bro. With the flying car shit. We have flying cars. I want y'all to know this. Flying cars exist They are a real thing. It's a reason they're not commercialized, bro. And I don't know the exact reason, but bro, there's traffic laws with this shit. And then, bro, think about the environment. Oh my goodness, boy. We had cars on the ground, and then we got flying cars, and then we got planes. Bro, I know y'all seen goddamn. It said like, it was some graphic with Taylor Swift private jet emissions, bro. It was pretty nuts, gang. I'm pretty sure like one of her flights was like a regular person year. Insane. That's besides the point. Flying cars are real. And I don't know what else I was gonna say, but yeah.
The constant annoying "Are we there yet?" while soaring over city skyline. There would also
think about yo, there's gonna be bullying in the future. Niggas gonna be like, man, your mom pick you up in a ground car. A ground car opposed to the flying. That's wicked.
be things like personalized jetpacks, which would literally become the new bicycle. Commuters will zip between skyscrapers, dotting holographic billboards and automated delivery drones. I mean, rush hour would basically look like a chia tick.
I think, how realistically far out y'all think this is, bro? For this to like fully be in place, I think 2150. I'm gonna guess that.
Baller of human fireflies. These future kids won't have their heads stuck on their phones or in the clouds because there will be Neuralink by this time. If you forgot to study for a test, then there's no need to panic. All you need to do is download the information straight into your brain. Schools would even offer thought loading sessions where students can absorb entire subjects in minutes. Beware though, because daydreaming in class might accidentally broadcast your crush to the entire school. With Neuralink, language barriers would also be ancient history. If you're lucky enough, someone might even decide the language of animals' language, so you can finally know what your cat really thinks of you. This generation would also witness a time when humans would develop colonies on Mars, which would be an exciting mix of cutting-edge technology and age-old problems. Some kids born there would even view Earth's blue skies and vast oceans as exotic travel destinations. Long-distance relationships would take on a whole new meaning when your boyfriend literally lives on another planet. The future generation would look back at this.
I think the integral galactic travel and shit, that's like 20. No, not 20. That's just like 23. You know what I'm saying? Like 2,300 on some shit, bro. But this is a WVid, bro. Hey, we be getting informational on the stream too, bro. I ain't trying to just rot y'all brain with jokes. I can't contribute. We gotta have some informationals. I know y'all ain't paying attention in class. This was class for the day, boy. Yes, sir. Cozy fan. Peace.
They'll say he died so young. I done had a bad case of too many bad days.